What's going on, everybody? My name is Steven. You're watching the Fowler Airgun channel. Today, guys, I'm going to do something, a little bit of an experiment here. So I've seen quite a few people do this in the past, but I keep getting questions about it, and so I'm going to try to answer this a little bit. So people, for some reason, want to see tracers within air guns, and I think that's a super cool idea, but at the same time, to understand a tracer, you really have to understand exactly how it works. The way it works is that they add a bit of a very high burning type of phosphorus on the end of the projectile in a cartridge, which is projected by an explosion, which creates fire, and that sets off that phosphorus charge on the back end of that projectile, the bullet, so to speak, when it's shooting out. And that's what's giving you the visual, is the burning red tracer as the projectile is flying. Now, I've had quite a few people ask me, is this something that's possible with air guns? And I'll just tell you right off the bat, it's not possible in the way that you see it with firearms and things of the sort. However, we're going to try to mimic something pretty similar. And what I have here today is I have a magazine loaded up in my magazine from my AEA HP SS Plus. It's a semi-automatic air gun, and we're going to shoot some of these bright green pellets here. And what these are I purchased what I could find as the best possible idea, which was a glow-in-the-dark epoxy mix. And so what I've done is I've mixed a small bit of epoxy resin with this glow-in-the-dark paint. This glow-in-the-dark paint is supposed to be the brightest glow-in-the-dark paint in the world, and it is called Lit. Now, I'm not sponsored by them in any sort of way. I'm not even affiliated with them whatsoever, but I heard about this through a really great channel on YouTube, and I've seen a lot of projects done on it, and I was like, wow, this may actually kind of solve some of the issues and things that people are kind of chasing after with these tracer rounds, so to speak, with air guns and stuff. So what I want to show you is I have right now in here 10 rounds, and these are H&N Hornets here, and I have them filled on the back there with epoxy resin mixed with the Lit brand glow-in-the-dark pigment is what it is. And so what I'm going to do is you can already see that they're pretty fluorescent, even without a shine on them. And it may just be that they're absorbing a good bit of, whatever UV rays that we have left in the sky. It's really cloudy right now. But I believe they're kind of absorbing a little bit, which is giving them a nice neon glow. But what I have here is a nice high lumen flashlight, and I'm going to light them up for you. And it's daytime, obviously. It's actually right about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Got about an hour and a half before dark. So I'm gonna just let's give it like 10 seconds roughly, and I'm just gonna show you what these things are capable of doing just in the daylight. I know it's kind of like a little bit of a low light setting here. It's not very bright outside, but this kind of help you with perspective before we try a little bit of nighttime fun with them. Okay, so that's as bright as they are right there in the daytime. Now, even to me, that doesn't look very impressive at all. I'm looking at it and I'm like, yeah, it's kind of bright green. But let's wait and see what it does at nighttime. I think you guys will like this. All right, real quick, guys, before I get too far into this video, I did want to just point out that I come up here into the pitch dark. It's about as black as I could get it here, guys, for you, for this test here. And I did notice that there is actually a pellet that is jammed up really ugly right there in that port, right in that little view hole there. So it may be a good idea to tell people to keep an eye out and make sure that you are not experiencing the same thing that could be causing you a hang up. I got some really important information for you here. If you have purchased an AEA HP SS Plus, particularly in 25 caliber, you may run into this issue, and I believe this can help a lot of folks out there. So I come out here to do a little bit of a glow-in-the-dark pellet tracer type round video here, and I actually found some really interesting stuff here. So if you'll just look right there, you'll see that small hole, and it's really hard to see down inside of it, but that actually just follows right down into where the hammer, where the striker is. And I've actually found this out of shaking the gun around for a good bit. So this is a really wadded up, chewed up pellet. I just dropped it on the ground. Anyways, that could be causing some cycling issues in your AEA. So I believe I'll be taking a closer look into that. Actually, I can see right this very second, looking down in there, a really marred up big chunk of lead. I kid you not, guys. Please make sure you check down in there and make sure that nothing is cycling down into there. All right, guys, here we are, as dark as we could possibly get it now, deep up in the woods in the property, and there is not a light to be seen. Here, let me give you a little demonstration here. This is actually just a flashlight here, so let me just cut this off for you. So I'm sure you can tell that it's pretty black out here. So hopefully this is the idea, that we can get a little bit of video on these glow in the dark tracer rounds here, and hopefully get some video for you. So all right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our glow in the dark round. So this is straight out of my pocket. They really don't have pretty much any kind of luminescence to them whatsoever, but we're going to give them just like maybe like a 15-20ish second glow here, shine with the flashlight, and see what kind of brightness we get here. So I just got the flashlight here now on the magazine. Like I said, I just want to give it like 10-20 seconds. I don't know. I really don't know. I feel like you should be able to just shine it for the minimum amount of time and really get a really bright luminescence from it. So let's check it out right now. Ooh, okay. That's pretty good. It's actually pretty bright. Let me see if okay. Well, if you were to hold it against the ground, yeah, it actually gives off a fair bit of, my eyes are slowly adjusting, but it actually gives off a fair bit of light here. Actually, I'm actually pretty impressed scanning the ground with it here, and I can actually see all the leaves, some twigs and things. So pretty lit, so to speak, I guess. So says the name. So let's see where we're at here. All right, so here's the brightest setting on a flashlight. So now I'm gonna charge this up. I'm gonna give us like 30 seconds here. I feel like that's probably appropriate because I really want it to attach some light onto it, and then we'll shoot us like 3 or 4 of them, maybe 5, maybe half the magazine. Actually, let's do that. Let's shoot half the magazine and kind of see if we can pick up anything whatsoever out in the distance, and just so everybody can kind of see future head on. So we're gonna shoot out, and we're just gonna kind of go right between these trees out here, straight up into the mountains, and this is just gonna give us I guess the best with distance and everything. So hopefully the camera can capture some of this footage here, and hopefully this will help answer some questions. Like I said, I purchased the brightest thing that I could research and find as far as anything with glow in the dark paint. So we're gonna give it a shot here. All right, here we're gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slow seconds here. I know it's terribly long. All right, here we go. So this is what it looks like fresh, charged up here. Obviously you can see it's incredibly bright here. All right, here we go. Okay, so that was 6 there. All right, and you can see that we still have like 4 of them in the magazine here. You can still see 3 of them just about sticking out there, still illuminated. So I'm gonna give them a tiny bit of a shine here. I'm not gonna lie, guys, through the red dot, through what I was seeing, I could still see them all the way out. Now I'm not sure if the camera's picking that up, but I could most certainly see them. So let's give it 4 more shots here and see what kind of visual we are getting downrange. All right, there you have it. Let's get some light back on now. All right, so conclusion. I have absolutely no idea because I'm actually out here in the dark with you all right now, so I really do not know. AEA HP SS Plus semi-automatic. I hear one of these brass tips down here. You know, I feel like these H&N Hornets, it's one of the brass tips, and I actually have the baffles removed. I feel like there's a lot of jarring going around in this magazine, and I say that by I mean like this semi-automatic action here is actuating, and it's actually just stopping right against these hard rubber stops here on the back, so that's what's giving it that bounce back, so to speak. And I feel like that is a lot of jarring going around in the gun. It does have a lot of rigid motion to it, and I believe, my opinion, that that's actually breaking a lot of these brass tips out of the H&N Hornets and sending them into the shroud here as they get loaded into the breech. They're kind of just flopping around down in there. So again, that may be another thing to keep in mind and be looking out for if you have purchased or if you own this rifle here. Anyways, that's super cool. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up. It's time for me to go back inside. Subscribe if you want to see more. And as always, see you next time.